How much would you be willing to pay for this image? If your answer is not 69 millions, well then keep on watching. Hello everyone, my name is Francesca. I'm an Italian living in London, and here I talk about finance, investing, business, the stock market, and everything else related to that. Today, I want to talk about non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Now, this is a topic that is quite new to me. So I won't claim to be an expert, I won't claim to have all the knowledge at all, but it's something that I find super interesting, especially because of some of the headlines that we've been seeing floating around in the last few days, really. So, I did a bit of digging, I did a bit of learning, and I wanted to show you what I found out and what NFTs are and why it could potentially be something that, you might want to get involved with. Let's backtrack a little. What are non-fungible tokens? NFTs are unique files that live on a blockchain and are able to verify ownership of a work of digital art. Now, buyers typically get limited rights to display these digital artworks, but in many ways they're just buying bragging rights and an asset they may be able to then resell later. They allow you to buy and sell ownership of unique digital items and then to keep track of who owns them using the blockchain technology. So this can technically contain anything digital, including drawings, songs, GIFs, animated video games. And an NFT can either be a one-of-a-kind or like a real, live painting, or a copy of many, like, trading cards and any sort of collectibles. But the blockchain keeps track of who has ownership of the file. NFTs have been making headlines lately, and some, selling for millions of dollars, as the one that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and we're going to be talking about that a bit more in depth later. But other similar ones were the meme of the Nyan cat, the cat with the Pop-Tart as its body, and the deal with it sunglasses that have been put up for auction. The market for NFTs has began to pick up last year, actually towards the end of last year, with more than 200,000 people participating in 250 million worth of sales through the platform non-fungible.com or foundation.com. These are all platforms where you can sell these NFTs. Now, the apex, let's say the peak of all these, has been reached just a few days ago, actually on March 11th, where this piece of artwork from Beeple was sold at Christie's, the renowned auction house, for $69 million. Now, until October, the artist, Beeple, that had sold a piece of art for was $100. So until October 2020. And then all of a sudden, he's now among the top 3 most valuable living artists in the world. Let's deep dive a bit and let's try to understand why there has been this, boom over the last few weeks. And why specifically for this piece of art? The artist Winkelmann, which is Beeple, he has developed like a huge fan base with around, I think, 2.5 million followers across different social channels. And he's insanely prolific. He's creating like a piece of art every day, and he's now on his 14th year of doing that. So this is definitely something that contributed to that. And then NFTs broadly have blown up over the past month, and for the moment at least, they are being seen by many as the way that digital art will be acquired and traded going forward. And also Christie's involvement and use of, as the main platform for this, for these auctions, is also a legitimizing force, right, for both Beeple's art and the NFTs as a technology. But now more generally, so why are people so attracted to this new way of collecting art? People have long been attached to the value of physical goods, like fine art or baseball cards, collectibles in general, and they've been willing to pay a lot of money for them. But digital media has not had the same value because it can easily be copied, shared, stolen, etc. blockchain, which is the underlying technology behind NFTs and is often most associated with Bitcoin. This is changing that because NFTs rely on this technology to designate an official copy of a piece of digital media. And it basically allows artists, musicians, sports franchises, influencers, and so on to make money by selling digital goods that would otherwise be, cheap or free or easily exchanged and wouldn't have IP. This new market for these items shows a huge move by creators of digital content to connect financially as well, right, with their audience, eliminating the middleman, right? I do see a few problems, going forward with this technology, though. So, for example, one of them being that people buy artworks because they want to then display them. Like, if you think about that, if you buy a piece of fine art, what you usually do with it, not that I know of that because I've never bought one, but what I would do at least is display that, in my mansion, or I don't know, like organize private showings, right? Anyways, showing that to the world however you want to. With NFTs, that is not yet possible, really, or at least there isn't like a clear roadmap for that. Beeple, so the artist of the $69 million piece of digital art, he has said that he will collaborate with the buyer to find ways that they can then display the piece of art. But there is definitely more to learn and understand and find out in this sense and how this is gonna work. In terms of like main takeaways and my understanding of the space, this is super interesting, and I think there is huge potential. And it's true that skepticism towards new technologies is very high at the beginning, and then in hindsight, we're all very good at saying, "Oh yeah, I saw that coming, and I saw that how disruptive this technology could be." But really, I think that we are in the same situation now with NFTs, where it's a super new way of dealing with art, right? It's having to rethink art in a way. So I think that there is a space for it, and I think that it will also enable everyday people to enter the market for fine art, right? It will fundamentally redesign it. And it will also allow artists to be able to monetize their art, right, and projects without having people in the middle eating up a piece of the cake, let's say, right? So it is essentially democratizing art in a way. But will I be taking part? Well, it's too early to say. I know too little about it for now, still, to be able to see, whether I will be buying, another Nyan cat anytime soon. But I'll definitely keep learning about it, and then I'll be able to make a judgment on this. But I think that we've seen the blockchain technology is here to stay, at least in my opinion, and so seeing new ways in which it is applied to new markets, it's quite fascinating, really. So yeah, I would love to know in the comments, whether you have been participating in NFTs. Have you bought a piece of art, in this way? Do you have any non-fungible tokens, or are you intrigued, or do you think that this is just a bubble that is going to burst? Well, let me know in the comments, and then I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye.